What's going on, guys? It's Chris.
And Charlie.
Hey, welcome to another Fusion Real Estate Investing Network show. And we have somebody very special here, Tanisha, right?
Yeah.
We have her. She's like the, what do you call it? This just amazing person behind Billwood branding, right? So she's basically pulling all the strings from the branding perspective on Billwood Properties. And as you know, if you look at Billwood Properties, I personally am very impressed. I mean, from an outside perspective, I mean, it's a beautiful branding. I think the fact that the colors, not only about the colors, but just the whole social media that you guys have are very active. So we are gonna learn a couple things about social branding or just marketing, how to get motivated sellers, perhaps cash buyers. What are some of the things that you would like to share with them that we're gonna be learning?
So basically, what we're going to be sharing here tonight is strategies of things you could do instead of just scrolling down your phone. Things you can actually do either on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever else you may be to make money, get deals, get yourself out there in front of people, and it's going to be really great.
I think so too. So let's start with learning a little bit about Tanisha. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Tanisha. How did you get into this marketing and branding type of industry here?
Well, I started off as a college student and I needed an internship because I started real late in my junior year, and I decided to hit up Whitney because we were very close friends, and she offered me an internship here at Billwood Properties. I started slow, just doing the little maintenance, commenting back and forth with people on Facebook, taking pictures of the properties, and then eventually it just became a snowball effect. Like everybody loved it, they fed into it, they loved the instant response I gave them, and it just went on from there.
Okay, so you did a lot of hands-on type of thing
Yes.
when you your internship. So now you're working full time with
Yes.
the team, right?
I
We used to
am.
throw her on the phone.
Oh,
make her
yes. I
make
used to
phone
make phone calls
calls,
and everything.
showings.
Wow.
I still do showings. You
So
might see
you
me
know
around.
when you have one of those shows, those office shows, where they're like, "Hey, I need some coffee." I don't think we did that though. But yeah, so
To
it's
get some
basically
coffee.
I really did. I was basically the intern you see on TV. That was me. I was getting food, coffee, you name it.
So what I thought was good about that, with her being able to do that within our company, she was able to see everything from the phone calls, what everybody's talking about on the phone, to the showings. So I think you got a pretty good
Yeah.
picture doing
Plus
that.
your background, like you study. You want to tell a little bit about like what you study and what are some of the
Yes.
things that.
I study marketing management in my four-year university. So, they give you the textbook definition of what marketing is, but being out in the field and experiencing it for yourself is completely different. I feel like I did learn a lot having hands-on experience
course.
versus being in a classroom, sitting down, taking notes, and reading books.
So that brings me to another good question here. In college, did they even go into social media? Like, did they tell you, hey, this is social media, this is how you should use it, or
Well,
how'd that go?
not necessarily. They did touch lightly on it, saying, "Oh, it's a coming, like this new thing for everybody." But they was just like they didn't really want to go into it because it's changing every day.
Yeah, because
You
I don't.
can't-
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just can't picture a class of the professor saying, "Hey, this is a Facebook Live, and this is what you have to say. This is how you do it. This
They
is the
should
tonality.
be.
This is the word." They should be.
I agree.
But it wasn't like that, I imagine.
Yeah, especially we had older professors. They don't know what a Facebook Live is really.
Oh
so
my goodness, we're in trouble, Charles. We're in trouble.
so they just basically stayed with the textbooks.
Right.
And taught us about the whole word of mouth and the snail mail, as I like to call it, as everybody likes to call it. But it just wasn't what we needed as far as my generation.
Right. That's absolutely correct. Now, on regards to working with Billwood, what have you seen just from your perspective on regards to social media? What has been the impact of going all full into social media? Was it generating certain type of leads? Maybe was it mainly motivated sellers? Is that what?
Well, it generated a lot of leads because, like I said, they just really liked having that instant I guess, response. That
Yeah.
was just their main thing because I guess they never really experienced that before I got there. It was like more like they might hear from somebody 3 days later type of thing. But you know, when you're a single mom and you have 3-4 kids and you have to work 2 jobs, the only way you can interact and try and get a place is look scrolling through Facebook.
Yeah,
or
that's
anything.
true, because aside just motivated sellers, which you do, Charles,
Yep.
it's finding people that are looking for rentals,
Yeah.
right, to live in. That's also part of it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think social media has definitely been huge for us. I actually got one of my best deals off of social media. So this is a tip out there that everybody that hears this or sees this, you can do it right now. I actually call this, it's almost like your little money machine right here.
Oh, yeah.
Right here, use it. It has a camera. That's all. This is all you need to make money, is this thing right here.
That's right.
So basically, everybody out there that's investing into real estate or thinking about doing it, just pick up your phone and tell everybody what you're doing. Just shoot a video. Hey, I'm looking for banged up houses. I'm looking for houses where the yards are not cut. Just so everybody out there knows what you're looking for. So just to break it down to what I did to get one of my best deals, is I pay a finder's fee whenever somebody brings me a deal. I wrote a check. It was $1,000 check. I handed it to the guy that gave me the lead. I don't know. I like when people give me checks. I guess everybody else did too.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I did was I took that video. I just held my arm out with the phone, handed him the $1,000 check. Then I took the video off of my timeline. There's a share button there. Hit the share button, and then I dropped it inside of a yard sale site in Pennsylvania. I want to say maybe 10 minutes later, it wasn't that long, a guy had seen the video in the yard sale site. So on Facebook, there's you could dive into those groups a little more, but there's a whole bunch of different groups, yard sale groups, buy and sell groups. Just look it up on Facebook, you'll see it. Anyways, I took that video, dropped it inside of a yard sale group. An older gentleman, so it wasn't younger generation or anything like that, seen it. He was like, hey, I'm cutting my grass, and do you buy apartments? I was like, yeah. And we were able to pick up that. It was a 4-unit property for $57,000 at
Wow.
0% interest.
Oh, that's incredible.
Seller financed off of a Facebook video that was free, that I put in the yard sale site. So that's definitely anybody out there.
Now,
can do
here's a
that.
couple of things that I can tell you that just works in general, since you talk about the little example. So you had somebody that you basically told him, hey, I'm giving this guy $1,000 because he's found a property for me, right?
Yeah.
So there's a few things that are happening when you're the viewer, and you got to put yourself in the viewer position. So you're looking at the guy. That guy could be any random guy, right? So it's like ability. That guy is just like me. He created an incentive, okay? And that all right there is social proof, because if he's done to him, right, and he can do it to me and to others and more people and more people. So it's very powerful. I mean, there's this book called Influence, and in that book it talks a little bit about, I think, 5 different things of influences you can actually apply it in your videos. Like you can even put urgency in there if you wanted to. But I mean, there's so many ways. In my experience, for instance, to buy cash buyers, because I'm a real estate agent, obviously, I love working with cash buyers. I mean, that's my bread and butter. That's what I love, working with investors. So what I did, it was a simple, 50-second video, okay, where I literally just say, hey, and it was a Facebook marketing ad, which all I said is, hey, turn up the volume, right? Because when they're scrolling, they see many, many videos, but when you see this guy going like that, they're like, who the hell is this guy, right?
Yeah.
So then you grab attention, they click on there, and then you have, hey, you got to introduce yourself, right? My name is Christian. I'm a local Hagerstown agent, real estate agent. And then you got to bring it like, this is you. So if you're watching this video, it's because of X, Y, Z. That way you connect with them. You know, so like obviously your marketing material, that video is targeted to those people. So you're gonna say, hey, if you're watching this, is because X, Y, Z, and X, Y, Z is watching this video.
Yeah.
So then you create rapport. That's the biggest thing, is you create rapport, and then you explain to them what you have to offer, and then at the end, if they are interested, to contact you and the way to contact you. That little video got me 5 cash buyers in the past 3 months. Okay, I spent it probably $300. I probably got maybe over 8,000, maybe 10,000, over 10,000 bucks out of that. But it's just an example. Find your target group, right, that you want to market, create a message that is for them, so you create rapport instantly, and then make sure that at the end you tell them if you're interested, if you want to know more, if you want to get the list, if you want to do this, reach out to me, and this is how you do it. Boom, and that works 100%. So it's been working for me, and I think it can work for a lot of people.
So I know lately you've been doing a lot of live videos and things like that. Like, what have you seen that everybody, what do they like? What do they not like? What are you experiencing with those? Maybe for everybody out there, it's not even doing live videos. Tell them what a live video is.
What is a live video?
Yeah, how you can
What is a
make it
Facebook
work.
live video?
Yeah.
So basically what I do is I go to a property that I am showing and I get on Facebook Live and I just give like a video tour, as I like to call it, of the property. Because, you know, like I mentioned before, not a lot of people have that time to come out and look at these properties on their own.
See, I never thought about that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't actually. So it's really great so far. We've had a lot of applications come in just based off these videos alone. People respond well to them. They like being able to sit on behind the computer and just, oh, I can see the property that I've been dreaming about seeing this whole entire time.
So another thing that I've seen on your videos, I think it may be important to tell everybody because I didn't notice it until I seen your videos, is when you're doing the live, because there's a lot of real estate agents that are watching this video also, and real estate investors, but when you're showing the rooms, you're actually describing what they're seeing.
Yep.
You're kind of putting a feel to it. Not speaking too fast, so you need to make sure you're speaking clearly and not too fast. I noticed that a lot on your videos. And then what else I did notice, just because I'm always looking at other people's videos, is showing the room but not too fast, because you know sometimes when we have our phones and we're doing videos,
Just quick to just go.
sometimes
Done.
we're just there, and you know, so I thought that they may like, you know, everybody watch. I liked it, so it worked. So I
Yeah,
liked it.
and
I
my
looked at it, I was
point
like, oh, I can really see this house without having to go into
Yeah, and
it.
I want you to also get like, I want you to actually feel like you're there without really being there, if that makes sense. Like I wanted to try and describe as much as I can, but I also want you to still come and see the place for yourself.
Well, that, and I also think what I found to work really well for the videos that I'm shooting, I think that you do also in the videos that I see you do, Christian, and the results show themselves because it translates into dollars. It's also having a personality. So I know right away when I seen, I think it was maybe 2 videos that you just did recently, you talk about the closet. Because I guess you like closets. That's what you're telling the whole world right now. So I guess you like closets, but it gives, there's a human factor there, personality, because there's probably people out there that like closets, to put their stuff up in a closet. I know I like putting my stuff in a closet. But definitely putting some personality in your videos, also being able to connect with whoever's watching it. So I'm pretty sure that you probably shouldn't just be sitting there, no emotion, no personality.
Yeah, absolutely.
you
And
know.
I think it's a lot to do with enthusiasm, right? So you have to, I mean, I think whether you're just communicating in general or selling or just showing or whatever, if you want it to be, if you want it to be appealing to people or so people listen, it needs to be enthusiastic. There needs to be energy, right? It's a transfer of energy. I mean, if you're not, if you're just gonna talk like this, then you know everybody.
What's the point?
Right. So you have to talk, have some energy. So, you know, when you're just communicating or displaying, like when you're showing the rooms, etc., etc. I think that's big, right? What would you say the top 5 things to have when doing a Facebook video? What would you guys say that it is besides energy? Obviously knowing what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you have a couple notes, and you know she's very prepared. So yeah. Let's go over a little bit of your things, the highlights you wanted to talk about. That way everybody can learn back home.
Well, I just had 3 tips for new investors that I wanted to share. Like, well, Charlie already mentioned one of them, which was the Facebook groups. Don't doubt the Facebook groups. That's where you're going to get most of your reach is from these groups, because they're so personal. Like here in Hagerstown, we have the Hagerstown rentals and the what's going on in Hagerstown. Like we're fortunate to have type of groups here.
Yeah.
And you know, if you drop your little product there, you're gonna get a response.
Yes, I agree 100%. I actually did that. And in the beginning, I was just scared because I was like, well, what if I'm not supposed to do it? What if I'm not? What if I am? Who cares, right?
They'll
will
just kick
delete
you
it.
out if you're
Yeah.
not
They'll kick you out
supposed to.
good. And here's the thing. I just the real world example here. I decided 3 months ago to jump in and just to test an experiment on the Hispanic community, investors in the Hispanic community. Okay, this is the other tip that I would share. Just find that niche that nobody has explored, or at least that you think nobody has. Just jump and test it out, because I tested reaching out to people, high net worth Hispanic, Spanish only speaking people that have $50,000 in liquidity, over $300,000 in net worth, that own properties. Okay, I grabbed that, put a message for those, and it's been beautifully. Now, just one example about talking about groups. We're talking about groups.
Yeah.
I'm doing live videos. I'm experimenting. Even now, I created a Facebook page for Spanish-speaking investors, and what I do is I make videos teaching them, just like I do in English, seller financing, how to acquire properties, different types of financing techniques, all that stuff, but in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And I share it to groups. Mm-hmm. And some are Peruvian in Maryland, some are Latin American in Maryland, or some friends, Hispanic friends in Maryland. Yeah. So I did that for about, I want to say, a month, right? And I've gotten like 3-4 leads, and one of the leads actually, I connected an agent in DC. It's $550,000 townhouse that's messed up. Somebody's gonna buy it, fix it up, probably sell it at $850. Okay, it's in a nice area. So, but they spoke Spanish, felt comfortable with me, got another agent locally, an expert. Obviously I get referral fee from that, and they're gonna move out and buy something in Maryland. Okay, all because of that video. She reached out to me saying, "Hey, Christian, I got a couple questions." Called them, took the time to educate them, talk and communicate, make them feel comfortable, confident, and then they trust me 100%. So that it's just that. So those groups work.
Yes.
Okay. For everybody that's doubting, it works 100%.
All about finding the interest, the common interest. Like, just don't doubt the groups. Don't count them out so quickly.
That's a big one that I underestimated in the beginning. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the groups kind of blew up, and then everybody, feels like they kind of backpedaled off of them, but there's definitely gold in the groups.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for my second tip is, don't be afraid of the video. Always live stream or pre-record. Pre-recording is actually my favorite because I can mess up as many times as I want and nobody will see.
Yeah. And one thing that can help with people that are scared on the camera, because I was at one point, believe it or not, now it's like, you record me anywhere, I don't care. But before, I was like scared, I was like, oh my God, what are people gonna think? Oh my God, how do I look? Oh, I don't like that face. Oh, I don't like it. It doesn't matter. You know what? One thing that really helped me, and it can help you as well, is go and find the most outgoing friends that you have, or back up. Find out all the friends that you have that go live every once in a while, and focus on that. Okay, focus on them for like a week or 2 weeks. What that creates is social proof, right? Once you see them for a week, then it creates confidence. Like, wait a minute, they're doing it. It must be normal. It should be normal. I should do it too. It's a crazy psychological trigger, but it works. So make sure you watch your friends that are doing Facebook Live, because believe it or not, I think you were one of them. I think you did Facebook Live before me, I believe.
So I was one of the first people around this area that had Facebook Live, and I'm so just crushing myself in the head that I just wasn't every day.
That's
like,
right.
Hey.
So it was Charlie, and then a couple of Grant Cardone, and it was other people that were going live. So I focused. I learned from them. So it becomes a norm, and once it becomes a norm, your confidence boosts up, and then all of a sudden you're turning on doing a Facebook Live. So make sure you use social proof.
I have a question for the both of you guys. Which one is your favorite, live videos or pre-recorded videos?
Live videos,
Live?
absolutely, 100% for me.
Yeah, live video. I don't do enough live videos at all.
I need to do more.
Yeah, I need to do.
I think I like live videos just for the connection, like seeing people react and having them comment and tell us how they feel or anything.
Yes,
That's my favorite part
absolutely.
about
And you
live.
know, the beautiful thing about live video is, believe it or not, what I was sharing in different groups, you see the love, you see the hate.
Oh, yeah.
You see all of it combined. That, believe it or not,
And be prepared for
yeah,
that.
be prepared for the
For
hate.
both.
For the
Yeah.
hate, specifically for the hate. And you know, the reason
Oh,
being
yes.
is somebody told me, "Oh, what is this guy talking about in Spanish?" It's like there's always the people that are there's a word for those people that are just always saying, "Oh man, he's trying to steal my money."
Miserable.
No, it's a person like I forget the name, but these people that just all they think is negatively, where they think even though I'm giving free information, they're like, oh, he's trying to rob me money out of nowhere or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those people, they're always gonna be everywhere. So just make sure you focus on the positivity and just keep doing your thing. You're educating people. At least that's the way I see it. It's like, hey, I'm educating the Latin American community. Nobody's doing that. Why? And so I decided to be the first. So it's the thing is you have to do the things like that, and I think it's a beautiful thing. I love live videos. It's interactive, and you can help a lot of people. Questions, answer them. I love live videos. Yeah, personally.
Yeah, I just think the interaction's definitely a lot more live than
Yeah.
pre-recorded.
What are some of the other things you got? A
Oh,
big
I
list
got
over
one
there.
more, just one
She
more.
said
I only
three,
had-
but I see a lot.
no, that's something different. Leave my notes alone.
Okay.
But this is the most important tip of all time.
Okay.
You must know who you're trying to reach.
Yeah,
to.
That's true.
That is
100%.
Correct.
You need
That is
to
true.
know at all times who you want to
Yeah.
reach and where to reach them at.
Yeah, that
too.
is very true because sometimes I do my live videos because I love sharing what I know, so which makes me an educator just by nature. Sometimes I forget to do the asking because sometimes I educate. Somebody might want to buy with me, but I forget to ask and they get education, but I don't gain anything, which it could be a win-win. So the asking has to be there after you help and you educate them and you boost their
Well,
confidence.
I think listen, just as much as
Yeah.
we all talk on
Yeah.
social media and interact,
Yeah.
you have to interpret and listen
Yeah.
to what the feedback is coming
Yeah.
from you. Because
Yeah.
if you can't identify that somebody is saying, hey, I'm interested in this property,
Yeah.
then you can't sell it to
Right.
them, you know.
Right.
So I think it's just knowing what everybody's saying back to you.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to knowing who your audience is. I mean, who you're targeting. Who's your targeting group that you want to educate or sell or communicate, and then create a message that's tailored for them.
So
I mean, that's super powerful.
I think we could also dive into some other tactics also you may want to use. I think if you see somebody on social media too that is either talking about or doing something that you're interested in, or they may be a potential client, customer, whatever that may be, then maybe you start interacting with that person. I have done that. It's worked out well for me. You friend request them, because if you guys are friends on social media, you do your post, it's going to go on their timeline. They're
Yep.
going to see it. So
No matter
also make sure you're connecting with the right people.
Yeah.
If you're going to utilize social media to make money, make sure you're connecting with the right people on social media, because if
Yeah.
you're connecting with the wrong people and you're posting great stuff, you're not going to make any money, because the people that are your friends,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they can't buy.
And I do. That's a fair point there. I think if you wanna do Facebook Live video, but in the long term game, so I like we talk about. Well, we haven't dived into branding, but I think doing your videos consistently. Like in the beginning, when I started interviewing people, when I started doing my Facebook videos about real estate, I bet you 100% that most of my friends that see me on Facebook, they already know me as like this real estate guy that loves to talk about investing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's my branding. Everybody knows me because of that, you know, and people that are, I mean, it's my world. Like that's 80% of what I do every day is real estate. So like literally 80% of what I do is real estate. Even it's just my lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it's like doing these videos, and people already know what you do and how you do it. Most importantly, and I think it's very important to create a consistent videos every week. Every week, at least have one or two. If you can do more, great. Now, I haven't really dived into doing Facebook Lives every single day. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm curious to see your opinion on that.
I don't know. I have went back and forth. Like actually, like I said, I haven't done any live videos lately at all. But I happen to do crazy stuff all day long, so I'm not sure if I should shoot live videos again. So it's either don't work or it's not.
Yeah, that's
funny.
It's probably gonna work, because people are gonna be like, "Well, wow, I didn't know that's what he does every single day, like jumping through windows and stuff like that. But I mean, I think consistency. I mean, if you look at Grant Cardone, he's posting all day, every day.
But
just
he does. But I tell you this, I think it's because he brings different people, different perspectives, different professionals from different angles. So the value, the information changes. That even if he could do a Facebook Live 3 times a day, as long as he brings different data, people are gonna like it. But if he brings the same thing and the same, people get bored. So I think that's what he does.
So I think what's more important when you're using social media is to tell the story of who you are, and that's definitely what a live video will do. Hey, I'm live.
It is so
whatever
powerful.
you're doing. You may be going to a closing company. Maybe you're out there working on a property. Shoot a live video while you're working on the property.
Make it natural. Just natural.
Yeah, it's not. You don't have to just press live and just walk and do what you're doing.
You don't have to practice 30 minutes before that live and just shoot that video. It could be anything you're doing. Hey, this is what I'm doing, and it's related to what you want to be branded at, right?
Yeah.
So it's very important. I think that's super important.
Well, so I think we're still all underestimating the power of social media. I really do think we all are out here. I think if you're not using social media here in the future, people are not even going to be able to find you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Like, they're not going to be able to find you. They're not going to know who you are.
Yep.
Here soon, we're probably going to have like these virtual reality goggles on.
Oh, yeah.
We're not even going to leave our house. We're just going to have these goggles on and just be out in another world.
People don't even like reading anymore. They just want to go straight to a video. So it's definitely...
Oh, yeah. Speaking of video, YouTube, man. YouTube is super important. Let's jump into YouTube
Don't
real
even
quick.
count YouTube out.
YouTube, oh my God. Just a few tips that from my experience is YouTube is so, I mean, a lot of people are not using YouTube to their advantage. So what you guys have to do, and this is what I'm going to be talking about this Saturday, June 2nd, by the way, we're going to be talking about how is it that anybody that can go on Google or YouTube when they type, need to sell my home cash, or I need a cash buyer, or need to sell fast. If they're doing that on Google, sometimes if you have enough viewers in YouTube, it will pop in the first page of Google. And if people are going to YouTube just to learn the ways on how to sell quick, if you can be within that first page, okay, and you have a quick video where you can tell them who you are, what you do, how you've done that before, using social proof and other techniques, and you're able to get action, create action from people to actually reach out to you. And it's very important. If you have like 5 videos within the first page, forget it. They are sold automatically. They're gonna reach out to you. It's happened to me. I got a couple clients from YouTube. Hey, I love your marketing. Hey, I love this. I see you're doing all this stuff. You do all this marketing thing. You must be really good. It's assumptions, right? Obviously, I'm good anyway. But it's still, this thing works. I mean, it works 100%. Don't underestimate YouTube. Just create a bunch of videos. Go online and type YouTube search engine optimization. Very easy. Put a video there. Use your keywords, a good ratio of the keywords that you want. How do you want them to find you? Whether it be cash buyer, right? Do your videos and define your paragraphs. And you learn that little thing. I mean, I think that's the 20% that creates 80% of the actions for people to come in and see your videos. Just an example. Type Hagerstown investing. I should be like 4 of my videos right on the first page. At least I checked a while ago. But still, you got to keep pushing the videos. I haven't done them. Now I have my brother. I'm gonna be making videos every week. But anyways, make sure you do not underestimate YouTube. Make those videos up, upload them, and learn how to do search engine optimization. What do you think about that?
Yeah, most definitely. And the key thing you need to do is make sure you make a playlist so that your videos are always playing one after another.
Yes, that's
so they
important.
Know your face, know who you are, and can just already spot oh, I know this person from YouTube.
Yeah.
So back to college, because that's where it just came from. What's everybody using? What social apps are they even using? Facebook? Is it mostly Snapchat? Like, what's that?
Oh, for like under 25,
yeah.
Well, in my generation, the most popular app we have are Snapchat, Instagram. We are still kind of using Facebook, but it's more so like, oh, I went to school with them. Let me just reconnect type of thing, but mostly it's just Instagram, Snapchat,
Snapchat's
and Twitter.
huge,
Don't forget
man.
Twitter.
So, well, with that being said,
Hey, the filters.
yeah, so with Snapchat, well, not with Snapchat because I don't know enough about that.
I don't know
Oh,
much about
man.
Snapchat.
But take it to Instagram. The good thing there is if you do use Facebook, and that's where you're seeing this video, it's pretty much linked up with your Instagram.
Yep.
That's correct,
Yes.
right? So I think it would be easy for a person out there to be able to use Instagram.
Yeah, like you can
also.
sync everything together so that they will go back to where the main source of that video came from. And that's another thing about social media. Like you can just sync everything and
Yeah, everything's starting to just connect itself together.
Yep.
Or if you're even running ads there, you can run your Facebook ads on Instagram also. Like it just puts out a little button, you press the button, and then it's on Instagram. What I think is important, what I've seen is if you're just starting with social media, and I think a lot of people are still out there, definitely here in the local area, Hagerstown, is at least pick one social media outlet that you
Yes.
want to be an expert at and just kind of hammer that, learn that, get your audience down that you're targeting, whatever, if you're trying to buy houses or if you're trying to sell houses. Do that and then start venturing out from there than just to post
Yes.
a little bit here, a little
Yeah.
bit
That's
there. a little
correct.
bit
And
there.
I would say it all goes back to finding that audience, right? So if you're looking for motivated sellers, they're not gonna be 22 years old. I mean, let's just keep it real, okay?
Yeah.
They're
Correct.
probably gonna be 55, 65, 75 or more, right? So mailing sounds like it would be the best thing, maybe for that age. Facebook could be, right? But I do think the audience is like, what is the audience you're trying to reach? And then after that is like, okay, how do I reach this audience? What's the best way to reach this audience? Whether it be mailing, Facebook, or whatever. And then after I realize that, then what's the message in that? What is it going to be the message where I can create rapport and I can actually enable them to take action? So I think those are the three biggest things whenever I do a campaign for Facebook. Is those things. Okay, what am I trying to shoot for? What is the behavior? What is the interest? What is the actual target group that I'm trying to market to?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, find a platform that works for you and just become an expert at it. Just it's your product. Just become as knowledgeable as you can on that platform.
And it works, man. I mean, I've made thousands of dollars with this. I mean, thousands of dollars with this, if not more than I
So-
can't even quantify because I got so many clients on it.
I remember my first strategy I used on Facebook. So I look at people, I see what they're posting, right? I'm like, okay, this person knows this person, they're posting about this. All right, let me add them to my friends list, right? All right, let's look at these comments. This person's posting about this and this. Add them to my friends list, right? Then I took the properties that I was selling and I just posted them just on my timeline, right? And somebody that I just recently added them as a friend reached out to me and they put 3 properties under contract. And that was like, I was like, whoa, this works.
Yeah,
3
it works
properties
100%.
sold.
Oh my
Facebook.
God. Yeah. And I would say for real estate agents watching or even real estate investors, I know there's a lot of resources out there where you can pay a monthly payment for them to do some Facebook marketing and get your leads online. My best suggestion is it's not that difficult. I mean, it's really not. You can learn Facebook in a week.
Yep.
Just by testing $100 here, $10 here, $15 here. And I mean, I started with a relevance score of 2 and then all the way to 9, that's really good. I mean, that means your money is working on Facebook. So it's just important for you to understand all these things, and you can learn. Anybody can learn. So that's the beautiful thing about Facebook.
What do you think about your personal page compared to your business page?
Okay, that's what it's the funny because I like my personal because I get a lot more. How do I put it? For Facebook marketing, I use my business page 100% because
For
that's
paid ads.
Yes, that's why I created a Spanish one because me marketing on the English speaking to Hispanics, that doesn't work. So I created one where I can build an audience of only Hispanic people curious in investing in real estate with money. Okay, so I'm creating that audience and then I'm creating the English one, which by the way, I like, believe it or not, when you are targeting a group that are just like you. Likability is one of the biggest influences strategies ever. So if they're Hispanics, I'm Hispanic, it's an automatic kind of rapport, connection. And it's true. I've seen it. And I would say 8 out of 10, because 2 out of 10 are always going to be skeptical. Like, he's trying to steal my money.
Yeah.
But 8 out of 10, they're like, okay, well, this guy's teaching. He's not earning anything. So they reach out to you naturally. You grab them, like you grab their attention, you educate them, you motivate them, you create confidence, and there is no way in hell they're not going to reach out to you, because they're sold in who you are.
So everybody that's out there posting on social media, I think you need to make the decision, are you going to use social media to make you money?
Yeah.
Now, if you're a real estate investor, you have no choice, and that's
Yeah.
who's watching this show.
Yeah.
You have social media, so you have to use it in that way.
Yeah.
So that means you need to tell the world what you're doing, what you're looking for, and you have to tell them every single day, because if you're not telling the world what you're doing, nobody's going to know. Only, say, your family's going to know, maybe a couple people by word of mouth, but nobody else is going to
Yeah.
know who you are, what you're doing.
And one of the biggest things that I learned too, as I do my Facebook marketing ads, I did one with the Messenger, where they can send you a message back if they're interested, and they can read. They see my video, they click, and they say, send me a list
Yeah.
of cheap properties. So they click on that, boom, they go through my message, and they can type certain things that they want. And when they do that, one of the first automatic replies that I have is like, hey, great, thanks for reaching out, in Spanish, obviously.
Yeah.
What is a good email address to give you the list?
Yeah.
Boom, automatically, like on my sleep, I'm getting like a list. Boom, email. And this, again, these people are high net worth Hispanic people. So I know what my group is. So I'm building this group where later down the road, I could obviously sell them properties on the MLS, off market, multifamily, not multifamily. It doesn't matter. These people are specifically, I'm building a group that I know who they are, right? So I can target the right message to the right people. I think it's very important.
We have a question here. Well,
Okay.
actually, a couple comments. Samuel says hello. Vanessa.
Hey,
What's
Vanessa.
your sister said hello. Then we have, I remember them. Yeah, I know. I used to just sit in my truck. She's talking about the live videos and just be like, I don't know if anybody has this live feature. It was pretty funny. Your mother said hello.
Hi, Mom.
What's the best way to target your audience? What I will say, the best way to target your audience, know who they are. What are you trying to sell? So what are you selling? Let me know what you're selling. I'll tell you the best way to target them,
Yeah.
or how I would go about it.
But if I can tell you in general, what's the best way to target your audience? Well, first things I would think, in my opinion, is understand your audience behavior. What are they looking for? What do they want? And then if you can give them a little bit of what they want, whether it be education or a market analysis or a written offer or a verbal offer or a quick, anything, whatever they want, give them what they want and create rapport. I think rapport is the biggest thing when it comes just to human interaction, because trust, you got to build trust and rapport. If you can do something, I think by association, if you know their friends, you can talk to their friends first. I'll give you an example. I bought a property from somebody from the Landlords Association, and I talked to them, and then I went to the meeting, and then I was able to say, hey, I bought one from him, and everything worked out pretty good. And they were like, automatically, boom, it's like, okay.
That was huge. In
Like
that group.
before,
That's a very,
before I didn't trust you, but
seasoned group.
now you work with him. Now you work with him, so I believe you.
Seasoned.
You know what I mean? It's like it works out pretty good. It's just association. So understand your audience. It would be the best
What do you
answer I
think?
can give you.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
With the seasoned people.
Oh my gosh. Jab, left hook.
Yeah, that's a book from Gary Vaynerchuk, which is
Yeah.
great. I think did I read it? Yeah, I think a while ago.
I
think
have a
while ago.
love-hate relationship with Gary Vee. He makes me hate me not doing something now with
Oh,
my life.
okay,
But
yeah.
it just
No,
motivates
he's
me
true.
to want to do
He's
something
true.
with my
He's
life.
real. He's real. He talks.
Well, at the same time, he's definitely big on micro, macro, do everything you can now, but also have the patience that know that the game
I think
is nowhere
yeah, I think what
near
he's,
the end.
yeah, what he's done is he's seen all these patterns and he's just vocalized them and made it into obviously his first book. And everybody probably has seen these patterns, but he was probably the first person that went out there and all in on those patterns. And obviously those patterns are the reality, and people have to listen to him.
Well,
Yeah.
he was one of the first people that basically monetized the YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Selling
right.
wine.
That's right. So he's
Video works.
I think he's just amazing at pattern recognition and just really seeing trends. That's
Yeah.
probably his gift, honestly.
So
And
I
going with it full throttle.
Yeah, so I think basically what you need to gather from this video is you need to tell the world who you are on social media, but do it with a purpose. Know what you're trying to get out of every single post that you're making. Because you have to keep in mind what you're posting too, because it works the other way. You post something really negative or something that you shouldn't do,
Oh yeah.
then everything kind of goes downhill. What was that lady that just lost her?
Roseanne.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How did
I can't believe she said
Yeah.
that. She said
She
what did
made
she
a
say?
comment about
The
Obama
Muslim
and
something. If the Muslim something had a kid with Planet of the Apes, he would be someone, and that's just kind of fucked up.
yeah.
Yeah.
And her show got canceled. If you guys didn't know, her show is now canceled, and it just
Wow.
came back.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so that it came back.
Yeah, it did. It was on its new season. You didn't see it?
No. Yeah, it came back. Oh, you're saying it canceled. I thought you said I thought you meant another network picked it up.
No.
Yeah. So also out there, make sure keep mindful of what
Yeah.
you're posting out there because people are watching. And also remember that people are watching, so they may not be commenting, they may not be sharing, they may not be liking, but that doesn't mean that person that you're targeting is not seeing what you're posting. You have to just keep doing it,
Yeah,
keep doing it,
yeah.
and keep doing it.
And sometimes you know a lot of people just do videos of their daily life. It's great because then people are like, oh, this is what I'm doing. But try to educate. I think education is the biggest gift you can do. I mean, just teaching somebody makes people feel good, knowledgeable. Their confidence goes up, which is great. So giving something to them to learn or to think or new ideas, I think that works. It's worked for me beautifully. I mean, it could even work much more if I kept doing more videos, which I'm planning to. And for all the people that are looking for deals, cash buyers, motivated sellers, and you're not on YouTube, and you're not on Facebook, you're not doing Facebook Lives, you're not taking advantage of Facebook marketing, you can grab people that have multiple properties that are high net worth with an exact liquidity amount of money in their bank account. If you can reach out to these people, why not create a message, okay, where they can reach out to you and it can benefit you in a win-win situation? I think it's just crazy that people are not doing this.
So got one other question. Could you give an example of a video a home buyer would make? What kind of home buyer?
Okay, wait, could you give me an
Come
example?
on, Christian. You
Wait,
gotta
wait,
get
Christian,
more-
hang
You
on.
got to get more pointed
Hang
there.
on, could you give me an example of a video
What kind of home buyer, man?
You mean, is he talking about a home
I
buyer
don't
would
know.
like?
That's why I just asked him.
Okay, no, I think he messed up. He probably meant to say, like, what would a home buyer...
He messed up on his comment. Can we delete
Yeah,
that?
yo,
No.
Christian, could you...
Do that.
Oh, okay, he said, can you give me an example of a video a
Wholesaler.
wholesaler would make?
To sell his property or to buy a property?
Well, I would, yeah, hang on.
He's
To
still
se-
confused.
To sell or to buy?
Get it together.
He's not being as direct as he needs.
Yeah. Christian, so what's going on? What are you trying to do? Okay, could you give an example of a video a wholesaler would make for what? What purpose?
He
though?
might want to just check out my timeline.
Okay,
for
to buy properties.
Oh, look at my timeline. Just posted one today.
What?
I posted a video today
Of what?
of me standing beside the gentleman that I just bought his house
Okay.
today.
Oh, yes,
So I
yes,
just-
yes.
And all I did, there's no script. I just said, hey, look, can we just shoot a 1 minute video real quick? This is great. This is a great example for him. So I just said, hey, can we shoot a 1 minute video? And he was like, oh, I don't really know. I was like, man, it's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm just going to put my phone
Yeah.
up. I'm just going to say, hey, I'm just going to ask you how your experience is. And he may say it sucks. You never know what they're going, you never know what the person's going to say. But I put the phone up. I just asked him, hey, how was your experience with Billwood Properties? Then he just told his story. I said, were we able to close fast on your house? We closed within a week. I asked him if he had to make any repairs, which he didn't have to. And that's it. You just asked him, hey, did you have to make any repairs? If they did, well, then they're going to say they did. If they didn't have to, they're going to say no. If you showed up to closing and they got their check, they're going to be happy on the video because guess what? They just walked away with a check. You know, and his check was pretty big. And I was able to put that in his hands. So just ask them, hey, let me shoot this real quick video. It's going to be a minute. And then just say, hey, you know, did I buy your house fast? Yes or no? They'll say, yeah, you know, he bought it within a week. Then you could say, did you have to make any repairs on your property before you sold it to me? They're probably going to say no. So that's it. You just right there on the spot, and most of the time they're going to shoot
their experience.
video. Yeah, it's so that none of this is scripted. You just ask them about their experience. That's
and I think people really like seeing the reality of how things go down and what people really have to say without it being like them getting paid to say it or it having a script or anything.
And make sure you read that book, Influence. I think that's probably one of the best books for marketing. And one of the things that talks about their social proof. So what Charles does is like, there's this guy, he just worked with Charles and he's happy, he says good things, you know, obviously naturally.
He got a big check.
Yeah,
so he's going to say big things.
Yeah, so
good things.
Yeah,
big,
that's right.
Big good things.
So the fact that he's showing that on a video, right? A lot of people that are homeowners are gonna feel like there was like just social proof just drives their
like,
behavior.
oh yeah,
it's like, oh, this guy did it, so I could potentially do it too. Oh, that must be the norm. It could happen. I want to do it. So that's one.
So what I think Christian's asking also is keep all this in mind too when you're thinking about this video. In that video, he's happy because I just bought his house that he didn't have to make any repairs. He's expressing that. Plus, he got a big check and he's expressing that also. So when somebody's scrolling down their phone, you know, they're like, oh man, I hate this damn rental. I just had to evict this person again because we all go through it. I have those days where I'm like, man, F this.
I want to sell everything.
I got this freaking person I had
Let's
to
sell
evict.
everything.
Yeah. So then they're on their phone. They see that and they're like, oh, well, geez, this guy looks really happy. And Charlie gave him a big check.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to, this guy didn't have to make any
Yeah.
repairs. Well, if that guy did it, then I'm going to just reach out to him. So that's how you can shoot a video, Christian, to make people
and another,
reach out to you.
Yeah, another thing, Christian, in this book, and I hate to go back to this book is just like it. And one thing would be about asking something little and then asking something big later down the road. So one thing you can do, because I know you're doing cold calling, one thing that works is whenever you have somebody on the phone and they're kind of, you got a couple maybes, for instance, all you have to say is like, look, create a feeling of reciprocity. So if they say, oh, I'm not interested or whatever, then you tell them, hey, I'm going to come into your door this afternoon or tomorrow. I'm going to tell you how much your property is worth for free. Yeah. You don't have to pay me anything.
Or maybe he could shoot a video that makes people feel sad for him, right? He could shoot this video. If you see me on the phone, please don't hang up on me. So I'm gonna shoot that video if he don't do it.
Well, basically, you do that, right? You tell him, hey, it's not gonna cost you anything. I can be there. At the worst case scenario, you get an idea of how much your property's worth. That's all you gotta say. And the other thing is, if you tell them, let me meet you right now, then you get them a little bit committed. Because if they're really, really, really not interested at all, they're not gonna spend time to meet you there. Believe me, they're just not gonna do it. No. But if they're curious and they are actually serious, but they don't want to show it perhaps. But either or, if they meet you, then you know it's a potential lead.
It's as simple as you say, hey, look, I'm trying to pay you money for your house that, you know, you've already expressed that you probably don't want anymore. And we're going to make this process easy.
Yeah, but consistency is very powerful too. So make sure you read that book and you apply those things when you talk to people, whether it be on Facebook, in person, or the phone. I think it's very important.
Tell your story.
Yeah,
with that,
storyline is good.
Let's tell everybody about Saturday.
Okay.
Because we're at the end.
Yeah, Saturday, June 2nd. Actually, this Saturday, we're going to be talking about specific strategy. I think we gave them a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be talking about Saturday, but we're going to be talking about a lot more detail. I want to go through a break down the 5 techniques and in a Facebook video how I do it, and other people have done it, where everything is laid down. And if you practice, it's like a script. It's like a structure. If you do that, I mean, you're gonna get the attention of people very easily.
Yes. So make sure you come out. It's at Bulls and Bears at noon this Saturday. Make sure you bring your phone or your
bring your
tablet
phone
or
to make some
whatever
money.
you may have.
And maybe we can do like a Facebook Live. You know, we'll share with people. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So I want you guys to come in June 2nd. Okay, food's great. We're gonna learn a lot. We're gonna be,
There's going to be deals there. We got quite a few people there that are flipping properties. We have people there that have private money that they're looking to lend out. Matter of fact, on the house that I sold today was actually all Fusion members were involved in the whole transaction. So I was able to find the property. I was able to wholesale it. Fusion member actually funded the deal, and 2 other Fusion members actually bought the property to flip and make
That's
a profit.
awesome. So you guys should definitely come in, learn, and actually apply what you learn this Saturday, June 2nd at noon, Bulls and Bears.
Yep.
Sounds good.
You got any other tips?
No, that was it.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you guys. Take care.
Bye.
See ya.